Arnold / the chairman of Grovetown.
Yeah, man, welcome the chairman, and make sure, so ladies and gentlemen, y'all smash that like button, share the live, donate if you're feeling spicy and you want me to feel nicey. Yes, watch all the videos, check out the playlist. Yes, and big up my moderator them, all of my moderator them, big up. Yes, big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. What you say? That's money the name Ish kinda easy.
No. The protocols have already been established.
Yes, sir.
But comrades,
I mean, if you tell us so.
Comrades on the outside, comrades on the inside, comrades all over the world, because we're streaming live. I am honored to be the standard bearer for the Grovetown division. Give me a hand, man. And the reason why Grovetown is on the rise, I am going to do a little theology. I am not going to preach, but I'm going to do a little theology, because we have to bring some reality. Jesus, while walking on earth, started his ministry at the age of 30. And 3.5 years later, they killed him. Jesus only went to the synagogue in all of his ministry, read the scriptures, twice. The first time he went to the synagogue was on the day of the Passover. And when he went there, what did he see? He saw the priest and the Levites, the scribes and the Pharisees, making his father's house a house of robbery, a house of thieves. Jesus grabbed the whip and he chased them out of the temple by saying, my father's house is a house of prayer, and you have made it a den of thieves. We can say the same thing today about the Jamaica Labour Party. They have made the government's house their house of robbery, their house of thieves. They have no dignity. They have
embarrassing. We need some milk.
They have no integrity. And so we, the People's National Party, must whip them out of power. And the way we are going to do that, all right, here we go again.
Oh, ramp with the preacher. Hey,
I am going to close my notes, Comrade Dalton.
Devil come down.
Comrade Bryce, I'm going to behave myself.
Preach him and I preach. The devil come
but
down.
But the way we are going to do that Grovetown division, the way we're going to do that Porous division, the way we are going to do that Newport division, the way we're going to do that Alligator Pond division is by mobilizing our people and get them to vote. I have been several, Comrade B. Good Lord.
Send them back, Pastor. Ball out.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Shift the
Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything.
Everything's gonna be alright, of course, God.
Help, help. We
Tired of them, man.
need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need it. We need it. Help.
This is my message to you.
Oh, you mean?
Come, Peter Bunting. Comrades, we're going to win this election by going to the polls. I beg you, as Comrade Bryce would say, the little mickey, murmur, whatever, those little things we have, let's put them aside. Let's put them aside. We're canvassing and we're seeing the good figures. But it only counts when we go to the polls. So I beg you, when the election is called, whether Grovetown, Porus, Alligator, Newport, let us mobilize, put ourselves together, and bring Peter Bunting. You know what I call him? The Nehemiah of South Manchester. Because we must admit our infrastructure is torn down. Behave yourself. Our infrastructure is torn down. Our schools are dilapidated. Everything is falling apart. So I am selling to you tonight. Let us elect Comrade Peter Bunting as our next best hope for South Manchester. The word is
Yes, God. Ooh.
Emotional, damn it.
did done. You think me did done? Me this a come, man. Me this a come. You find it? Admiral Bailey. Me a churchman, you know, but me know a song, Admiral Bailey. In my labor right, you know, but we are going to drop that song in there tonight. I'm going to ask the comrades all over the building, stand to your feet, please. Rise to your feet. Rise to the feet. PNP River, come down, bank to bank. Come on, wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand. Wave your hand.
Yo, me say that the woman is full of energy, you see, man. Hey, she a move for a night, she not top moving, no? Remember me tell you. Yeah. The things I'm done, me just come. Yeah. And the things I'm done, and the things I'm done. The things I'm done, we just come. Hey. Easy.
Now, say after me. Everybody, say after me. Better with Bunting. Say it loud. Better with. All right, Comrade Peter Bunting to the stage. Let us put our hands together as we welcome. Hold on. I hear everybody talking about the next MP. Let us put together our hands for the MP of Southern Manchester, Peter Bunting. We speak it in the name of the Lord. Bless you, man.
Yes, God. Ooh.
Right. Duty calls, you know, man. You know what the thing going on. Duty calls. Long time, man, and everything, you know. You know what the thing go. When duty call, no. Oh, yeah, that song there. No, you know. Yeah, me know say it's a dub, but you see rhythm. Out and stunting. With Bunting. Yeah. Come through, Mr. Bunting. Lego, Mr. Bunting. Yeah, man, cut that. Lego, Mr. Bunting. Let him go.
Comrade Chairman. Comrades. Comrades, we know that we're excited. We know we're excited. But one of the things we have to understand is that the cameras are at the front. And when we get excited and come and jump up at the front, we are blocking the audience who are watching the live stream.
Real
so
talk.
Let me start by reflecting on coffee. Grammy winner Coffee says, gratitude is a must. And I want to say, all protocols observed. I will close with introducing my friend, the comrade and friend, the General Secretary. But I want to start by really thanking the people of South Manchester who have welcomed me with open arms.
Watch me in the back. Artists. Hold them.
And I will go on to say that the only complaint I have received is that everywhere I get in messages, Comrade TJ, Comrade Peter Gay, that them not see me. Them want to see me in their community. So I sat with the campaign manager yesterday and I said, it's really, I feel like every week we're on the road, we go here, there, and everywhere. I said, make us just set down some of the communities that we have visited. So in Newport Division, we've been Old England, Newport, Epping Forest, Brokenhurst, Green Pond, Top Green Crown, Surprise, Ellen Street, Blenheim Town, Swabies Hope, Topberry Hill, Heatsfield, Meadsfield, Mountain Valley, Farm, Granny Town, Edgware, Patrickstown, Woodstock, Wales, and Newfield. And if people still calling for me, then we will still have more ground to cover, comrade. In Porus, Redberry, Reesewood, Old Road, Manjo Road, St. Toulis, Ellis Street, Lineview, Battersea, Victoria Town, Cassava Peace, Mumby, Retrieve, Red Hill, Spring Grove, Harmons, Trinity, Broadleaf, Hampton, Porus, Watermouth, and River Bottom. Alligator Pond Division, Downs, Blake's Pen Emporium, Bottom, East Downs, Lane, Littitz, Farm, Duff House, New Forest, Camapen, Lane, Alligator Pond, Compound, Plowden, Little Port Moor, Prospect, Campbell Street, Logwood, Duke Street, Precious Plain, Logwood, Turner Top, Sea Ear. And in Grove Town Division, We've been in Marley Hill, Boyne, Companion, Mattis, Tophill, Cocoa Walk, Plowden. We've been in Portia Simpson Road, Green Park Road, Pewsey Hill, Wood Street, Bussell Lane, Cross Keys, Prattville, Asia, Lancaster, Far Enough, Resource, Farm, Sweetland, Perrins, Manningsfield, and Mount Oliphant. And if you don't hear your community yet, stay tuned. We're coming soon. And you know what's the interesting thing? Comrade Jensek, most of these communities are going to, they have never met their member of parliament. They have never met their member of parliament. That is the kind of representation that they have suffered on the last 4+ years.
What did you say? Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did he just say they've never met their member of parliament? What? Oh,
What can go so?
you gotta be kidding me, bro.
What can
You
go
got to
so?
be kidding me. Ain't no way.
What can go
Ain't
so?
no way, bro. No, sir.
Comrades, I want to also recognize, and maybe I could just ask them to stand quickly as I call their name. Comrade Campaign Manager, the erstwhile 4-term councillor for the Alligator Pond Division. Comrade Dalton, bro. I asked the 4 divisional leaders. Councillor Bryce, who is also the road manager. Comrade TJ, Comrade Peter Gay, Comrade Ronald. I asked the campaign secretary and constituency secretary, Grovestone own Millicent Sharon Price. I asked the campaign treasurer, who is hiding. I don't know if he doesn't want, because he's a businessman, maybe don't want me expose me. But comrade, I will use a pseudonym. Instead of his first name, I will say Big. Comrade Big Boss. Comrade Desmond Blackwood, who is a worker coordinator. Comrade Tishana Stultz, who is a data manager, and her second, Natalie Herod. Comrades, nobody else can fit up here, but the entire campaign team, the cluster managers, the canvassers, respect is due. Big up all of you. Big up yourself. Thank you. In all these communities, here are the things that you have told me that you want me to work on as soon as I get into office. The first thing is to deal with the infrastructure, the bad roads. I see the Jensek nodding him head because I've got a TSI just between Cross Keys Square and the school. But Grovetown Division, I can confidently say, has the worst roads next to Enon Town Division in Jamaica. That has come from poor representation. Today, part of infrastructure, almost a right. What electricity was in the 70s to people is what internet is today. All the young people in particular deserve access to broadband internet, and that we will be ensuring that every community in South Manchester have access to. And we could go across infrastructure. Our schools, many are run down. The only one that is being refurbished now is Prattville Primary, and that is because Peter Bunting wouldn't stop writing it in the Senate, in media, etc. until shame them do something. And right now, although it has been refurbished, it can't be handed over because the contractor, a little birdie tell me, don't get him paid yet from Ministry of Education. So our children are still in church halls taking classes, which is a disgrace. Nearly 9 months, 10 months. How long ago burial come? And it was in bad shape before burial. Moving from the infrastructure, and I'm not going to enumerate everything because we're putting out our campaign flyer, which will have all of this on it. Moving from the physical infrastructure, we must look at investment in the human resources. I don't want to hear anytime a young person with ambition want to do something, them have to leave South Manchester to go somewhere else. The amount of persons I have met in Kingston, Mandeville, Maypen, all over Jamaica, say, Comrade Bunting, we are South Manchester people. Yes, so we come from. But when we leave school, in order to get a good job, or in order to set up a business, etc., we had to leave. People will always leave where them come from, you know. But if they want to stay, they must be able to make a good living where they come from. That is why we're going to ensure that we support entrepreneurs who want to do business. We support farmers. We ensure that there is access to land, access to grants, and I hope the GenSec, who is also the Shadow Minister of Agriculture, speak a little bit more to that when his time comes. We're going to ensure that we get justice for this constituency. Billions of dollars have been mined out in bauxite. Billions of dollars. Right now, most people not even getting a little nuisance money. Farmers down in Manjo Town told us a week or two ago, all of their crops and lands, regardless of the size, is $17,000 them get. And there are mined out pits all across this constituency and in central Manchester as well, that mining done decades ago, and they're still not rehabilitated. Yet we demand justice, economic justice for the people affected. And then I want to turn to the final thing that I have heard and that I commit. We're going to commission a development plan to do, and that is we want the coast road from Alligator Pond back to Milk River to be rehabilitated and to become a center for community tourism in Manchester.
All months a year.
Community tourism thing, I want a real target for the PMP, you know, that find out, you know. Then now he's up off of that. Community tourism, I want serious aim for them. I'm serious about it, man. I love it, man.
That is what I refer to as my vision project. Treasure Beach has shown us how community tourism can benefit the people that live in St. Elizabeth. And we want to do the same for the people of South Manchester by developing that whole coast road in an eco-friendly way. Small villas, Airbnb opportunities, eco-tourist attractions. Miranda Wellington was just telling me yesterday when she was a child and her father used to take scallion and agricultural products from St. Elizabeth. That was the road him drive on. And she was almost in tears, nostalgic as a child, how pretty and beautiful when they used to stop for see the sea cow, Canoe Valley. Now we want that to be developed into a thriving source of economic growth for South Manchester. Vision project, we will commission the study on it. The first thing as a first priority when you elect me when time comes. All of this
in the campaign brochure in terms of plans for South Manchester. So before I go, I just want to touch on two more things. National issues. This morning, Comrade Mario has read a media article about Andrew Holness. And he said, in his usual arrogant way, I play chess. I don't play drafts. Now what he wants to say is that he is smarter than the average person. Well, I am going to show you now that not only is he not playing chess, the only thing he's playing is the fool, or he's playing the clown, because there is nothing in his performance that suggests that he's any chess player or strategist. Let me start with national security. For the last 3 months, violent crime, in particular murders, have been trending down. Now, bear in mind, the government has been in office for 9 years. That's 108 months. And out of the 108 months, they can only talk about 3 months. But why is those 3 months showing substantial reduction? Because the police are pursuing a strategy that the commissioner refers to as focused deterrence. This is not net fishing. This is spear fishing, targeting those who produce the most violence. This is what the PNP has been saying for the last 7 or 8 years. And Andrew Holness preferred to stand up at a podium and declare state of emergency after state of emergency with his flank by
Embarrassing!
like a wannabe tyrant. Like a wannabe tyrant. What was the result for the last 8 years? Murders increased 25% in this country. 2,300 more Jamaicans were murdered because of this foolish pursuit of Andrew Holness. The figures will show more Jamaicans have been murdered under his leadership than under any 2 terms in the history of Jamaica. This man should be hanging his head in shame. That is why I am saying he's not only playing the fool and playing the clown, but he has played with the lives of Jamaican people, and that is a shame and disgrace. And he must never be given a chance to go back to Jamaica House. For years, we have been begging him. Not only was the serial and routine use of states of emergency unconstitutional based on our advice by learned King's Council, but it was ineffective, totally ineffective. And it's not until the People's National Party stopped supporting the extensions in the Senate. It's not until we took them to court and others took them to court and start whittling away at that foolish pursuit that they have eventually abandoned it. And in the 2 years that they have abandoned it, the first year, murders came back down to the level that they inherited it. Not even below. You hear them talking about percentage. Percentage talking about coming down last year is like a man stab you with a 6-inch blade and him pull out back 2-inch. You're not going to thank him for that. This year, the first year, we're seeing real reductions, and it has nothing to do with Andrew Holness and the Labour Party. So that is one thing to show you that not only is not playing chess, he has played with the lives of Jamaicans, and they have lost 2,300 unnecessary lives under his leadership. The worst performance of any prime minister, not just in history, but I am prophesying in the history of this country for all times. The worst prime minister when it comes to crime. The second thing I'm going to touch on is the economy. BNP took over in 2012 an economy that the IMF says was on the verge of a meltdown. Not only couldn't we pass IMF tests, we couldn't even take the test. We couldn't even sit the test. We turned the economy around and put it on a trajectory. And they have had that easy wicket to play on. But you know, they followed the path that we laid out in terms of reducing the debt to GDP, in terms of the fiscal rules that we had put in place. But because they didn't author the plan, they don't really understand the plan, because those were necessary but not sufficient to improve the quality of life of the Jamaican people. What is needed to improve the quality of life is growth. And they have been abject failures at getting growth. 5 in 4, thank you for reminding me. That now seems like a cruel joke. They don't even mention it. They don't want you. Remember, you know, the GLP is a government of misinformation and lies. And when they're caught in their lies, Gensec, them double down and lie for the better.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Let me go back to the performance right now, here in 2025. Agriculture is down. Construction is down. So like our economists around here. South Manchester economists. Tourism is down. Just on the drive down here, I looked up the stopover arrivals at Sangster, where the tourists predominantly come in. And the arrivals were down 8.1% January to March relative to last year. And last year it had declined. BPO, we know, is threatened from artificial intelligence. The financial sector barely going along. We're not seeing any growth here, because the financial sector can't grow if their customers and their clients are not doing well. So basically, I cannot find one sector to point to that is hopeful. And the next move they're planning, which I'm going to leave the Gensec to talk about, will drive the nail in the coffin of farmers across this country. The latest food security study says that 55%, more than half of Jamaicans cannot afford a nutritious meal for them and their families. That is a disgrace. While you were promised prosperity, what you have been delivered is hunger and malnutrition. Hunger and malnutrition. Yet, talk about him playing chess. Him playing the fool. He's playing the clown with people's lives and with people's futures. But I said to you, that they can run, but they can't hide from the judgment of the Jamaican people. You are so confident in your performance. You should be calling it, Andrew, calling it.
Call it.
But instead, you have Mala who out there flying kite. Try see if you can go past September, you can breach the Constitution, which you have shown a propensity to do already. You can breach the Constitution and continue without facing the judgment of the voters of South Manchester and the rest of Jamaica.
Emotional damage.
You can run, but you can't hide. Mr. Music, give me something.
Why the man a robot? Hey, Ryan Campbell, what up? Man, the man a robot and you on the spot, boy. Seriously? Playing the fool and playing the clown. George Freighter, big up. Ishan Khan, big up. My God. No, sir. Oh, Peter Bunting did him, sir.
So, comrades, it is time now for me to introduce our guest speaker for the evening. And Comrade Jensek, I am sure when you drove up at Cross Keys High School and you saw the crowd outside, that is bigger than the crowd inside. And you see the energy of the people, of the comrades of Grovetown Division and South Manchester. You feel very confident that the machinery and the vibe and the energy and the passion of the comrades turn up, and they are determined to see the back of Andrew Holness and his gang of thieves.
His gang of what?
Comrades, this Jensek.
His gang of what?
And I know, well, I would say he's at least maybe equal. But until we see the results, I have runs on the board. When I was Jensek, it's 42 seats we bring home. And I would be the happiest man if him surpass my record and put 42 plus when election comes.
That me I talk about.
I have supported him from he first entered politics as a 28-year-old. I think it was when you ran the first time. And I continue to support him because he is a man of courage. He has had everything and the kitchen sink thrown at him, the most vicious and wicked lies. And he has stood, he has put on the whole armor of God. When he put on the whole armor of God, when he
Yeah, man, just call it, man. When they end up, hey, a true man. Cheryl, I lie? I just that alone with the party now. Jamaica, they right there, so just call it.
wrestle not just against flesh holding. Representing Duke Street to Garden House to farm government. Not armor of God. When he wrestled not just against flesh holding. Representing Duke Street to Garden House to farm government. And I say to everyone here, and to everyone listening on the live stream, and to everyone who may hear me on a replay, this election, or let me back up, this campaign led by the General Secretary is not just about winning the next election. This campaign is about the next generation and the well-being of future Jamaicans, your children and your grandchildren. That is why, no matter how the road is dreary and the campaign long, we cannot give up, because we're not doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it because we come to scrape. We're doing it because we come to serve the interests of the next generation of Jamaicans. Comrades, I ask you to join me and welcome the General Secretary of the Great People's National Party, Comrade.
People, make sure so no. Let me tell me what I think about Peter Bunting have to say. Is it? Yeah. No joke. Robot Andre. Jaja.